Alex had always been ordinary, even invisible to most people on Earth. He walked through crowded streets, unnoticed, laughed at for his awkward ways, and never believed the world had any place for him. At night, he dreamed of stars, of worlds beyond Earth, of a life where someone might finally see him. It was on one quiet evening, as he wandered near the abandoned observatory, that he first heard it, a soft, melodic whisper, unlike anything human, calling his name. "Alex, learn desire from me, human," the voice said, smooth like silk and sharp like a blade. He spun around, but there was no one there. Only the dim glow of the moon on broken glass. Heart pounding, he stepped back, thinking he was imagining things. Then, the sky split open. A silver light tearing through the clouds. A spaceship, sleek and glowing, hovered silently above. Its surface shimmered like liquid metal, and strange symbols moved across it like living words. Before Alex could react, a platform descended, golden light spilling onto the ground, inviting him. The voice came again, closer this time, wrapping around his mind. "Come, I will teach you what you cannot even imagine." A figure appeared at the edge of the light, stepping forward gracefully. Her skin glowed faintly, like the first light of dawn, and her eyes shone with knowledge and power. Alex froze, unsure if fear or wonder held him tighter. She was taller than any human, her presence commanding yet gentle, and her hair shimmered like the night sky. She looked at him and smiled, a smile that made his chest ache. "Do not be afraid," she whispered, her voice threading through his thoughts. "I have watched you, and you are ready." Before he could speak, the ground beneath him shifted, lifting him slowly into the air. He felt weightless, suspended in a strange calm. The platform drew him closer to the ship, and as he approached, Alex noticed the world below looked different. Colors seemed sharper, the stars more alive, and a faint hum of energy thrummed in the air. His mind raced, trying to understand what was happening. Was he dreaming? Or had the universe finally chosen him for something extraordinary? The princess extended her hand, delicate, yet filled with unseen strength. "Take my hand, human, and I will show you desire, power, and the secrets of the cosmos." Alex hesitated, fear clawing at his heart, but curiosity stronger than caution. He took a hand, and in that instant, a surge of warmth and energy coursed through him. The ship opened its doors like a welcoming maw, revealing corridors glowing with alien light. Strange symbols floated in the air, shifting and dancing as if alive. The walls seemed to pulse with life, and Alex felt a strange connection to everything around him. It was unlike anything he had ever known. The princess stepped aside, allowing him to enter fully. "You will learn, human," she whispered once more. "But first, you must trust me." Alex swallowed hard, feeling the weight of the unknown, yet excitement burned brighter. Then fear. He had been laughed at on Earth, ignored, invisible. But here, in this moment, he felt seen, chosen, and challenged. The ship hummed, ready to take him beyond all he had ever imagined. And as the doors closed behind him, the world he knew faded, leaving only the promise of adventure, desire, and discovery. The first step of his journey had begun, and Alex realized that nothing would ever be the same again. Alex's heart still raced as the doors of the ship closed behind him. The light inside was soft but alive, shifting like liquid, and the air hummed with a strange energy. Every step he took echoed, yet it felt as though the ship was moving with him, guiding him deeper into its heart. The princess walked ahead, her movements graceful, almost floating. She did not speak at first, letting Alex take in the wonder around him. The walls glowed, with symbols that changed color as he passed. Some seemed to whisper secrets, others pulsed like they had their own heartbeat. Alex reached out to touch one, but it vanished like smoke before his fingers could meet it. He felt both amazed and uneasy, unsure if he should trust this strange place. Finally, the princess stopped in a large chamber, circular and wide. The floor shimmered like water, and the ceiling opened to reveal the stars above. "This is where your lesson begins," she said softly, turning to face him. Her eyes shone brighter than the lights around them, and Alex felt a strange warmth. "Lesson?" he asked, voice trembling. What lesson?" She smiled, faintly amused. "The lesson of desire, human, the power that drives every being. Even your kind. Some call it passion, some call it strength, and some do not understand it at all. I will teach you, if you are ready to see beyond yourself." Alex swallowed hard, uncertainty twisting inside him. He wanted to step back, to run, yet something in her words pulled him forward. I don't know if I can, he said quietly, almost to himself. You can, she whispered, reaching out her hand again. But first, you must face what you are afraid to see. Her hand glowed faintly, warmth spreading to his skin, and he felt courage he did not know he had. A doorway opened behind her, revealing a world unlike anything on Earth. It was a garden of strange colors, floating islands, and rivers of shimmering liquid. Creatures moved in the air, some beautiful, some terrifying, but none seemed hostile. Alex stepped forward, unsure if he should, but the princess's gaze encouraged him. Every choice you make here matters, human, she said, voice low. This is your first test. He felt the weight of her words, the meaning unclear, but instinct told him this was important. As they walked, she showed him objects he could not name, machines that seemed alive, and beings who communicated without words. Each sight was more astonishing than the last, and Alex's mind spun with wonder. Yet, beneath the beauty, he felt tension, a sense that one wrong step could change everything. Why me? He finally asked, glancing at her. Why choose me of all humans? The princess stopped and looked at him, her gaze intense yet gentle. You are not ordinary. Though Earth made you feel so, you have the spark that others hide or ignore. I sensed it from afar, and it called me to you. Alex's chest tightened, a mix of pride and fear swirling inside him. He had never been chosen, never noticed, and now the weight of this destiny pressed down. Follow me, she said, stepping onto a floating platform that glided over the shimmering garden. Alex hesitated, then stepped forward, his trust growing with every heartbeat. The platform rose, higher, showing vistas that made his stomach drop and his mind race. He realized that Earth's rules no longer applied here, and nothing could prepare him for what was next. The princess's voice softened, almost a whisper in his mind. Every moment here will test you, human, and every choice will shape what you become. Do not fear desire, for it is not weakness, but the key to power. Alex nodded, unsure if he truly understood, but ready to follow. The garden stretched before him, mysterious and endless, and the first real step of his transformation had begun. And as the stars twinkled above, Alex felt a thrill and fear he could not separate. He realized that whatever lay ahead, nothing would ever be the same again. Alex had followed the princess deeper into the heart of the ship. The glowing corridors twisted like rivers of light, and the air hummed with a quiet, alive energy. He could feel it pulsing against his skin, making his heart beat faster. Every shadow seemed to move. Every symbol on the walls whispered secrets he could not understand. Finally, they reached a large chamber, circular and open. The floor shimmered with patterns that shifted under his feet, glowing softly. In the center stood a strange pedestal, floating just above the ground. The princess stopped and turned to him, her eyes calm but serious. This is your first trial, human, she said, her voice smooth and powerful. You will face what lies in your mind and heart, and you must overcome it to move forward. Alex swallowed, fear curling in his stomach. What is it? He asked, trying to hide the trembling in his voice. She smiled faintly. You will see, and you will understand. Then, the pedestal glowed brightly, and a door appeared on the far wall. From it, shadows began to move, twisting, and forming shapes he could not name. His worst fears seemed to take life, and his mind raced. Creatures with many eyes, strange limbs, and glowing teeth advanced slowly toward him. He stepped back, heart pounding, unsure if he could even move. The princess walked beside him, calm and unafraid. Fear is natural, human, she whispered, but you must control it, not let it control you. Alex tried to steady his breath. Looking at the shadows, they mirrored his own insecurities, his doubts, the times he had been laughed at on Earth. Every failure, every embarrassment, every moment of weakness came alive in front of him. He wanted to run, but the room had no walls, no escape, only the shadows, and the glowing floor. The first shadow lunged, and Alex froze. Then he remembered her words. Control it. Do not let it control you. He forced himself to step forward. Feeling a strange warmth in his chest, he reached out, not with hands, but with will. And to his surprise, the shadow hesitated, as if sensing his courage. The more he stepped forward, the more control he felt. The shadows began to recede, shrinking, losing their power. With each step, Alex felt stronger, more certain, and more alive. Finally, only one shadow remained, larger than the rest. It looked like him, but twisted, angry, and dark. "You can't defeat me," it hissed, voice like his own worst fears. Alex hesitated, remembering every time he had been laughed at, ignored, rejected. Then he spoke, voice trembling but firm. "I am not weak. I will not be controlled by fear." The shadow shivered, twisted, and slowly vanished into the light. Alex fell to his knees, exhausted but triumphant. The princess stepped closer, placing a hand on his shoulder, warm and steady. "Well done, human," she said softly. "You faced yourself and survived. This is only the beginning. But you have shown strength others do not possess." Alex looked around, breathing heavily. He felt different, changed, as if a fire had been lit inside him. The ship seemed calmer, more welcoming now. The princess's eyes held approval, but also a deeper challenge. "You will face more trials, human, and each one will test you in ways you cannot imagine. But remember this moment, for it is proof that you can rise above fear, and rise you must. For the journey ahead will not forgive weakness." Alex nodded, still shaken but ready. He knew the first trial had only scratched the surface. The ship's corridors stretched ahead, mysterious and endless, and as he followed the princess, he realized that he was no longer the human who had been laughed at on Earth. He was something more, something stronger. But the trials ahead would demand everything from him, and he could feel the weight of destiny pressing down. The first test was over, but the adventure had just begun. Alex walked beside the princess, through a long corridor that seemed to stretch into infinity. The walls shimmered softly, and the air carried a faint hum of energy, like the heartbeat of the ship itself. After the trial, he felt different, stronger, but also nervous, unsure of what the princess expected next. She glanced at him, her eyes glowing faintly, and for a moment, Alex felt exposed. It was as if she could see every thought, every fear, and every secret desire he had ever tried to hide. He swallowed hard, feeling both afraid and fascinated. "You have done well, human," she said, her voice soft but commanding. "But strength alone is not enough." Alex looked at her, confused. "Then, what must I do next?" The princess smiled faintly, almost teasing. "You must understand me, and understand yourself. Desire is not only strength or courage, but the fire that drives every being, human or not, to survive, to grow, to choose. You must know what you want, and why you want it." Alex's heart beat faster, and he felt warmth spreading through his chest. He had never been taught to think like this. He never encouraged to understand feelings beyond fear or anger. And yet, her words made sense in a strange, thrilling way. He wanted to impress her too, prove he could rise to the challenge. But more than that, he felt a pull toward her, a curiosity and fascination that made him tremble. They entered a room filled with light, soft and golden. Strange floating orbs drifted around, projecting images of planets, stars, and alien landscapes. The princess gestured toward the orbs. "See this, human? These are worlds I have visited, lives I have touched, and powers I have seen, all of them shaped by desire, by choices made in courage or fear. To survive and thrive, you must learn to feel, to want, to act." Alex moved closer to an orb showing a battlefield of glowing creatures. He watched in awe as warriors fought with powers beyond imagination. The princess's hand brushed lightly over his arm, and he felt a spark. Her touch was gentle, but it carried authority. And Alex realized he was learning something beyond skill or knowledge. "You are curious," she whispered, leaning closer. "But curiosity alone will not save you, human. You must decide what you are willing to risk, and what you are willing to embrace." Alex swallowed, heat rising to his cheeks, and nodded, though he was unsure if he fully understood. Her eyes softened for a moment, showing something hidden beneath the power and mystery. Alex felt a strange connection forming, a bond that went beyond words, beyond fear. It was thrilling, confusing, and frightening all at once. Suddenly, the orbs shifted, showing visions of Alex's life on Earth, moments of failure, moments of loneliness, and moments when he had given up. The princess's voice cut through the images, steady and calm. "To move forward, human, you must forgive yourself for the past. You must accept who you are, and embrace the power you have yet to see." Alex felt tears prick at his eyes, emotions he had buried for years rising up. He realized that to survive the next trials, to rise to the challenges ahead, he needed more than courage. He needed understanding, and perhaps trust in the princess who had chosen him. She stepped closer, brushing a strand of hair from his face, and whispered softly, "Fear and desire are two sides of the same coin. Human, learn to balance them, and you will grow beyond what your world could ever imagine." Alex's heart raced, and he felt something new stirring inside him. He nodded, ready to follow her, ready to face the trials ahead. But a question lingered in his mind, unspoken. Who was this princess really, and why had she chosen him? As they moved forward together, the bond between them deepened, mysterious and unspoken. And Alex knew that the next step would test not only his courage, but his heart as well. Alex stood at the edge of a glowing chamber, the light reflecting. In his wide eyes, the princess hovered beside him, calm and powerful, her gaze steady and unreadable. "This is the final trial, human," she whispered, her voice soft but carrying authority. "You will face what you fear most, and what you desire most, all at once." The room shifted, the walls dissolving into a swirling void of stars and shadows. Figures emerged, not solid, but echoes of his life, moments of failure, of loneliness, of shame, and at the center, a vision of the princess appeared. Radiant, distant, almost untouchable. Alex's chest tightened, confusion and desire mixing in a whirlwind of emotion. He realized that this trial was not just about courage or strength, but about who he truly was inside. A shadow lunged at him, moving faster than thought. It was larger, stronger, a combination of every fear he had faced so far. Alex stumbled, heart hammering. But he remembered the lesson she had taught him. Fear is natural, but desire is power, the princess had said, and he forced himself to breathe. He stood tall, facing the shadow, reaching into the fire of his own heart. And for the first time, he felt complete control, his courage blending with longing. He imagined himself not as the human laughed at on earth, but as someone worthy, someone strong. The shadow shrinking into nothing, and the void seemed to calm around him. And then the princess stepped forward, her eyes locking onto his. "You have passed, human," she whispered, voice soft but triumphant. "Not because you fought the shadow, but because you faced yourself and embraced what you truly desire." Alex's knees nearly gave way from relief and exhaustion. He had done it. He had survived the trials, and something inside him had changed forever. The void around them faded, replaced by the warm glow of the ship's inner chamber. The symbols on the walls pulsed softly, as if alive, welcoming him into a new reality. The princess extended her hand, delicate yet filled with power. Alex took it, feeling warmth spread through his body, stronger and steadier than before. "You are ready, human?" she whispered, her voice threading through his mind. "You are no longer the one they laughed at, invisible and forgotten. You are something more, something beyond what Earth could imagine." Alex looked around, the ship calm now, the strange hum soothing. He realized that every trial, every fear, every moment of doubt had led to this. He had faced himself and emerged stronger, wiser, and unafraid. The princess's gaze soft, a faint smile touching her lips. "Remember this moment," she said, "for the universe is wide, and many challenges still await. But you have proven that a human, when chosen and guided, can rise above all limits." Alex nodded, a mixture of pride, relief, and awe flooding him. He knew he would never forget this journey, the lessons, or the princess who had changed his life. And as he looked at her, he felt a spark of curiosity and desire for what lay ahead. A new world, full of wonders and challenges, awaited him. But now, he was ready, stronger and braver than he had ever been on Earth. The princess led him forward, her hand in his, as the ship moved silently toward the stars. And Alex realized that this was only the beginning, a first step into a destiny far greater than he had ever imagined. The stars stretched endlessly before them, mysteries to uncover, battles to face, and powers to master. And for the first time, Alex understood what it truly meant to be alive, chosen, and capable of rising beyond human limits. The adventure was far from over, but he was ready, heart steady, mind sharp, and spirit unbound.